Hey guys, Raj Sanger of Cardio Security. Welcome back to the channel. Now in January, Parm set me a challenge. Can we buy one car a month? Could be for my personal fleet, could be for the CAS fleet, or could be for Slam Sanctuary Customs. Well, we are just over halfway through the year, and beside me, I have 6 cars. I'm gonna update you on each and every car. So guys, sit back, and I hope you enjoy this episode. I wanted to start the year with a splash, and this is that splash car. It was a big ticket item. So this is a 2.9 twin turbo V6 Audi RS4 Avant in Nara Grey. We'd already fitted Airlift 3H back in 2019. We've changed the wheels to Rotiform TUF-R 20 by 10.5 all round, and underneath the bonnet, only recently we've added the Venturi air intake. I love Audi RS4 Avants, and we haven't had a new RS4 Avant on the fleet. We've had every model before that, so it was perfect. Next up for this car is a massive audio install. So we are going to change the front speakers, rear speakers. We're going to pull out that Rockford 10-inch sub and amp, and probably even change the boot design of the airlift installation. So keep an eye on the channel, guys. This is going to have a massive audio install probably over the next month or two. Now, let's move into my February purchase. Right guys, February purchase. Now, you've probably already seen this on the channel. In fact, I'm sure there are 3 episodes that have dropped about the Mercedes 190e 2.5 16 valve Cosworth. Yes, I know guys, it's not a Cosworth, because the 2.3 variant, the earlier model, was the one that had the Cosworth head, but it just sounds so much cooler when you say Cosworth. So I'm gonna stick with it, guys. Now, we've actually done a fair amount of work to this car, but everything's come to a halt because of one reason, and I'll go into that in a moment. The car was put on the ramp, we've had a good walk around it, the car is solid. Always wanted a 190e 2.5 16 valve Cosworth because I have the E30 M3, and those two are the iconic cars from the late 80s and 90s that everyone talked about when it comes to homologation DTM cars, and it's a very good clean looking example. We've changed the exhaust, so we've added a Super Sprint rear box, had it serviced, changed the belts and so on, but since then it's been running a little bit rough. Now, when we changed the exhaust, we went for a drive, and what we did notice, and some of you did comment on that, there's a bit of blue smoke coming out the rear exhaust. We think it's the stem seals that need changing. So before we push the car any harder, we're going to get that looked at, and at the same time we're going to change the idle control valve because it's idling all rough, change the HT leads. So just a bit of housekeeping. We've already got the suspension. We're going with KW variant 3. Next up, we'll get this sorted, get it running right, and then we'll do suspension and wheels. Now, let's get into our March purchase. So guys, yes, our March purchase is this 2004 registered E46 M3 convertible in carbon black with the red interior. Now, this car wasn't actually on my radar. This was a double deal I did with Mitesh, and you know what? Who doesn't love an E46 M3? In fact, I've already got 2. Haven't had a convertible for a few years. I've owned 2 of these before, so it was a no-brainer. A very good car that just needed some light restoration work to bring it up to the standards that we're accustomed to. Now, this car has had more love than any of the other cars that you will see in today's episode. I'm just going to give you a quick overview. So, first and foremost, the suspension was changed. That was tired. KW Suspensions manufacture a kit called ST Suspensions. It's the ST Suspensions X range. We've upgraded the suspension to that. All 4 wheels were pretty bad. Lacquer was peeling, they were curbed. They've been refreshed. Fresh rubber, courtesy of Southall Tyres on Lady Margaret Road. Car looks now absolutely amazing and drives on point because obviously new suspension, new tyres and wheel alignment. We've also had the car serviced. Now, 2 other things we've done. Complete audio upgrade. There is a separate video on the channel in the description below. You can watch that. Complete audio upgrade, Kenwood doubled-in CarPlay screen, focal audio all round, and we've had the front end painted by Bob at Auto Body Technique, and the complete car has been detailed in-house. In fact, a few days after this episode drops, so keep an eye on our socials, because if you're after a car and you're after a sorted E46 M3, this is the one to buy. Right guys, let's get into April and our shop project. So our shop car project, April purchase. Now, there was criteria that I'd already set out to Blade, and the criteria was 5K budget, so anything up to 5K, ULEZ compliant, fairly easy to modify in the sense that the shop guys are the ones that are going to modify this car, and also you must use parts that we sell within tuning store and car audio security. And Blade thought the best car to buy would be a Honda Civic Type R. Now, he saw quite a few before he purchased this one, and I've got to say, this is a great base car for him to work on. This car's already had some love, and it definitely needs a clean. But let me just give you an idea of what Blade and the team have already done. So they've had a prod around the car. There are a few issues in terms of rust, which they will rectify further down the road. It's had an exhaust upgrade, a Tegua carbon intake, and also an audio upgrade. Those episodes haven't dropped on the channel as of yet. I think Blade is waiting to add some other products that he's purchased and then collate all of that and drop them on the channel. It's going to need a service, it needs some underseal treatment and so on. Now, I do trust Blade. I know what he's doing and I'm confident in his ability. But let's see how this one pans out, guys, because this one's going to be a little bit different to our other projects. So guys, let's get back to German cars, shall we? Always wanted to do an R129, but I wanted a color which is a little bit different from the blues and the silvers, which are the most popular colors. Nothing wrong with them, but we just wanted to be slightly different. My remit was SL500, but actually Parm did well finding this SL320. We know the car quite well. So the plans, well, now that the BM is finished and Blade's going to be working on the Honda, Parm's going to start working on the R129. So I know this car is going to be bagged. Airlift management. Airlift don't do a suspension kit for the R129. Parm will gloss his magic on something or other. Car needs a service, so it's already booked in next door with Pomp Lane Motors. But yeah, this is going to get a lot of love on the channel, probably from next month onwards when it gets serviced and bagged. Good looking car. I've driven this around quite a lot actually. Drives absolutely beautiful. And I just love the fact it's black on black. What a fabulous car this is. Now, I've been on about buying another 964 C2 for about 2 years, but I didn't need a trailer queen. I wanted something that I can create as a fast road car for B-road blasts, driving into Europe and so on. Something that's lightweight and usable. And when this car popped up recently with my good friend Ian Harris of Harris Classics, it was a no-brainer. The deal was done, and I've done the deal without even seeing the car, purely on his say-so. Now, we've dropped an episode already on the channel. Since then, we've managed to source a few bits and pieces so the car can be drivable. I don't like the harnesses, I don't like the rear cage, so we've got new seat belts. We've got the air intake, the air box, which is missing on the car. There's a few of the bits and pieces that were missing, so at least I can drive the car. Next up, the car will be dropped to my friends at Northway Porsche, and they will give the car a service, a once-over, and if there's any major concerns or issues, we will rectify them. And then we're going to drive the car. So in terms of color, I want to try and keep it period correct. And 5 choices right at the top are Amethyst, Amazon Green Metallic, Speed Yellow, or Maritime Blue. Now, which one of those colors would you go for? Or if there's a different color that you like, which is still part of that air-cooled family of colors, drop a comment below. I'm also going to do some engine upgrades and try and get it to about 300 brake horsepower, which for a car which is fairly light and stripped out will make this a lot of fun. If you want to see more of what I get up to and more of my cars, project cars and so on, some stuff that doesn't work out, some stuff that does, you need to ensure you subscribe to Raj's Garage, and in the description below there is a link to do that. So guys, make sure you do that at the end of this episode. So guys, that's 6 cars covered. January through to June purchases. July and August cars have already been purchased and they will be revealed on the channel imminently. But out of these 6 cars behind me, which is the one that you like the most? Which is the one that you're following? Drop a comment down below, let us know. As always guys, make sure you smash that like button and make sure you've subscribed not only to Cast TV, but also to Raj's Garage, link down below in the description. I'll see you on another episode on Cast TV.